Alright, my name is Ben Caulfield. I did the hand hewing workshop today at DAcres. I've always been interested in building my own place. It's kind of been a boiling thought for many years. And happened to meet somebody from a permaculture institute in Maine, and they were hosting a hand hewing and timber framing workshop. At that point, I didn't really even know anything about hand hewing. It wasn't on my radar at all, but the timber framing was. So I went up to Maine for 2 days and met Mike Boudre, who's basically brought hand hewing back from extinction practically. I think he's one of the top guys in the country doing it. And he was a really great teacher and really inspirational, because he's been doing it for 35 years, and that's his livelihood.
Yeah.
And to see that was amazing. And he's probably in his early 60s now, and he was out there all day with us for 2 days hewing, and just to see the skill, and we're all huffing and puffing, covered in sweat, and making logs that look like this one, and he just comes over with like a few quick axe glances, and the log looked 1,000 times better. So from there I was pretty much sold that hand hewing was the way to go. But I hewed a bunch of logs and timber framed a cabin, and being a permaculturist, hewing doesn't make as much sense as it used to. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of wasted wood, even though it can be used for wood chips. Sometimes maybe just a sawmill is easier, but I think the reason I'll stick with it is that it is like an art it's art. It's not even, it's totally unnecessary. There's no reason to hand hew, really. You can even get your timber from a sawmill and make it look like you did it yourself. But somebody asked me during the presentation about permaculture and hand hewing, and why not just use rounds, and it's like, yeah, absolutely, that's really easy. Stick framing is really easy, but why paint? What's really the reason painting? And two, I like to do things all the time. I recently discovered that the only time that I meditate is when I'm working and just focusing on the project. So hewing is perfect for that, because it takes a long time to do one log well, at least.
How long did this take?
This took about an hour and a half. And it is, you can see that more than one person who was a beginner worked on this. Typically when a beginner works on something by themselves, it comes out a little bit cleaner. And I think we took the first couple sides pretty seriously, and then we just kind of had fun and hitting with axes. So, but typically it takes an hour per side, and that's pretty rough still. I know that you can definitely take a lot longer and really get it nice.
And if somebody was interested in cultivating the art of hand hewing, what would be the first steps that they could take, or resources that they could consult?
Buy Mike Boudreau's book, Crafting Frames of Timber. He gives you pretty much step-by-step instructions on hewing. And then from there, go get a broad axe at an antique store. And hopefully you have access to some trees.